I know what you're thinking. All that boxing training paid off. What was I doing? I mean, why did I do that? Well, I do know, actually. I did it sort of, I thought I'd get sort of fit and lose a bit of weight, but there are easier ways than getting punched in the face. And that wasn't the hardest bit. The worst bit was we had to have our percentage fat calibrated in this, you know, the bod pod. Did you see it on Celebrity Fit Club? We had to sit in this little thing. I laughed at Rick Waller when he had to do it, and you have to... And you have to sit there in your Speedos. And it didn't go in the final programme, but they were filming it, and it was so embarrassing. Grant Bovey came out at 8% fat. I came out at 25. Which is more than I could vote for, really. But you know what? Rick Waller came out 60% fat. True, I looked that up. That is the same percentage fat as a pork scratching. Absolutely true. It's true. No wonder he's got low self-esteem, being biologically similar to a pub snack. It must... Actually, he hasn't got low self-esteem. I was watching it, I felt a bit sorry for him. I thought they're having a go, right? But he didn't want to do it. He wasn't playing by the end. And they eventually got around to weighing him and letting him know the weight, and he was 31 stone. And he went... What? Where's the surprise? What were you thinking? What did you... What... You expect him to go... And Rick Waller, 10 stone. And you've just been carrying out a lot of padding. Have I? Really? Oh, silly me. But the next month he was weighed, he'd put on a few pounds, and he went, I don't believe it. I've hardly eaten a thing. Well, you have. You must have. If you eat more calories than you burn off, you put on weight. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, we're not fat by American standards. They're proper. They're gold medalists, aren't they? Some of them are different species. You see that thing on Jerry Springer? Jerry Springer saves the world's fattest man. See that? And it was this fella, and he was 75 stone. Amazing. And he was like a blob on the bed. No, not being nice, but he was. He was like a little... You have to look close and go, oh, yeah, it is a person. You know what I mean? It's like... And I know, and you know, you go, oh, that's funny. And then I started feeling sorry for him because he was really worried. And Jerry Springer had to take the wall of his trailer off and get him to hospital in a reinforced ambulance. And he was going, I don't want to die, Jerry. And it was quite moving. But then, no, it was, but... I got over that. And then I thought, as you do, and then I thought, when he was weighed one day and he was, say, 50 stones, didn't he go, that's a lot, isn't it? And I go, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, yeah, it is. It's quite a lot for a human. You know, for what is essentially a land mammal. I mean, there must have been a clue when he had to get someone else to read the scales. That way, when you appear on the Ordnance Survey map, just stop eating. Cut out. But it is people who make excuses. There's nothing wrong with fat people. We all eat too much in the West. But it's just people say it's glandular. It's not glandular, is it? It's not. It's greed. But just admit it. I've heard people saying it's like, it's big bones. Yeah, big bones covered in meat and gravy. I eat the occasional sweet. Fucking three-piece sweet by the look of you. Occasional sweet. There are more drastic forms of protest, though, than marching and leaflets. In 1963, a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, as a protest against the Vietnam regime, went out into a public place, set himself alight and burnt to death. Did no good, because that's not a threat or a deterrent. If a little monk comes up to you and he goes, you better stop all those things you're doing, otherwise I'm going to set myself alight. You're going to set yourself alight. Fill your boots, mate. Then no one cared, and I bet you don't even know his name, do you? I do. I've looked it up. absolutely true, his name was Thick Quang Duck. Or Crispy Duck to his mates. John Lennon, a less drastic form of protest against the Vietnam War, the famous sleep-in. He stayed in bed for a week with Yoko Ono, and that was it. And people were going, brilliant, genius, that's excellent. And, I bet that little monk was fucking gutted. Hold on, what? Burn yourself to death or shag Yoko? Oh, I love it when rock stars get involved. I absolutely love it. The political song. Ooh. Look out, mate, he's got a guitar. He's saying what he thinks in C. It's okay when it's people like, Bob Dylan, but I love it when pop stars have a go. Yeah. Do you remember Culture Club's classic? They'd been singing Karma Chameleon for too long, and they came up with the war song. Ooh. And in that, they go, war is stupid, and people are stupid. How's that going to change your mind? I mean, if you're into war, you're loving war, you love it, it's your favourite thing. You go, I mean, you're in a plane, you're going to bomb the shit out of a country. Oh, I can't wait to get there. I love bombing people. Oh, nearly there. Put the radio on. Oh, war is stupid and people are stupid. We're going home. Boy George there. He piled on the pounds when he gave it the smack, didn't he? There's a fable there, kids. Every action has a consequence, so... Billy Joel, after singing things like Uptown Girl, he then revealed his classic, his protest song against the world. We didn't start the fire. And in that song, it's basically a list, in chronological order, right, from 1949 to 1989, and he just mentions sort of 6 to 8 things each verse. I just read, he goes, Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific Water, Witcher, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. That's not a song. That's a conversation with Rain Man. I think the first protest song that actually made a difference was Do They Know It's Christmas? And particularly poignant to us in Britain because we used to own and run Africa. And then at the end of the 50s, they wanted independence, and slowly we started giving it back to Africa. And by the end of the 60s, it was totally Africa-owned and Africa-ruled. Of course, in the 80s, we get a phone call. Thatcher answers, hello. Hello, it's Africa. What do you want? We're all starving and that. Oh, starving. Let me give you that phone. You should have thought of that before you wanted independence. Yeah, we didn't know there was going to be a drought. Drought? I'll give you a fucking drought. In the long hot summer of 1976, we had a hosepipe ban in Reading. Yes. In drought. My poor mum having to make loads of journeys with a bowl of water for the lawn. Under the cover of darkness. With her back. We've all got fucking problems, mate. Drought. There was a government advert at the time that said, save water, have a bath with a friend. Which I did. I say a friend, he was more a friend of my granddad's. £10's a lot to a kid in Reading. We used to call him Grandad Charlie, actually. He wasn't our granddad. He was just an old bloke who used to live across the road from us and used to always come round to play with us whenever he saw our parents go out. But, what? Lovely old man. He used to play with us, he taught me to wrestle, and, what? Lovely old man, lovely old man. Oh, Grandad Charlie. And he used to do magic tricks. Oh, it was great. And he used to have a magic hat. And he used to sit down and put the magic hat on his lap. And he'd show us there was nothing in it. There was nothing in it. And he'd put the magic hat on his lap. And we couldn't tell our parents because it stopped the magic. I think that's how it works. And then we used to, really little, and we used to have to queue up with our eyes shut and all take it in turns in feeding the little rabbit in that hat. Poor, whatever it got to me, it was scared stiff, poor little thing. It was slow. And it was always in a bad way. Didn't have any ears or any fur. And, poor little thing. I made it sick once. It's not true. There is no Grandad Charlie. I wasn't abused. And if I was, I'd save it for my autobiography. That's the way to do it. So anyway, Thatcher on the phone to Africa goes, look, I can't come myself, but I'll send you lead singer of the Boomtown Rats. He's not doing anything. I went, all right, yeah, don't call again. See, the protest song about the greatest living African is Special AKA's Free Nelson Mandela. That's what they said. They said, Free Nelson Mandela. And it worked, because like that, 6 years later, he was out anyway, so... Incarcerated for a quarter of a century, Mandela. Released in 1990, so he's been out about 14 years now. And he hasn't reoffended, so I think he's going straight. Which shows you prison does work.